All right, well, let me call the meeting to order. It is order. Hello, 7:31. And I does Nathaniel count as public participant? We invited him. I don't think so.
Well,
I mean,
yes and no. I mean, if he had something else he wanted to say, but
sure, yes. Yes, this is the agenda of public participation. Other than the project I described, did you have any other public participation you wanted to share, Nathaniel?
I think that's it.
All right. I'd love us to quickly do the meeting minutes from last time so we don't forget, and then we can swap the next agenda item to be that walk the talk project.
so I motion for approval of the meeting minutes.
Fantastic. And I second. Robin?
Yes.
Tiana, yes. Minutes approved. All right. So, I'm making a mess of my notes. So Nathaniel, thank you for responding with some interest to the email that I sent. To sort of frame the concept, something that's been on my mind lately is a desire to increase social proof. And by social proof, I mean, it can be easier for folks to decide to do a thing, make some sort of change in their lifestyle if they see other people doing it. And this has been, widely documented in all sorts of settings, in marketing and psychology and also, so like the notion is if you see your neighbors, friends, whatever, doing a thing, it makes it feel more accessible to you, feel more like something that you could do.
Yeah.
And so I would like us as a committee to like do a little bit more of that. And that's not posting an article, from the New York Times about like, here's how you could plant more pollinators in your garden, as, beneficial as that is, but like, here is Robin planting pollinators in her garden and look how nice, like it doesn't look goofy. Her yard looks great, so that like if we had a way to showcase, because a lot of people in town are doing a lot of really positive things. There are examples all over the place. Your dad drives an EV around.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's like there are a whole bunch of examples of people doing those things. And I would love a way to highlight them and to share those stories. And ideally not only ESC members, because, that's less, a little bit maybe less accessible.
Yeah.
And I'm open, like I can imagine many different formats it could take. And it's possible that we'll want to like capture these stories and then actually make them into a few different formats. Like a printed sort of format, maybe it goes into the newspaper, or a slide looking format that WCAT can put in there. They sometimes have not advertisements, but like in between things.
It's like a filler thing.
Yeah, filler between segments. We could post it on social media. Like I could imagine any different sort of way that it could look. So I'm really open to what you think would be fun and interesting to create. My notion is just I would love for there to be some little vignettes, little stories of particular people around town doing these things. And we could brainstorm, people and topics and stuff like that. I have some ideas, but I'm sure we could, as a team, come up with a whole bunch. So that is the context. Would love your thoughts.
So I think, at least as a student, I think maybe talking to maybe Galvin High School and possibly elementary schoolers, and asking them if they wanted to join the project would be helpful, just because, if I feel like kids are a little more susceptible to not, I guess, positive peer pressure. So yeah, I think maybe having like asking different kids, like, do you walk to school, or do you ride your bike, or what kind of, do you have an electric vehicle or or not. So maybe asking those types of questions and then getting those students who answer like, yes, I have an electric vehicle, or yes, I walk to school, would then, I guess, benefit, and we could, um, and, and yeah, we could figure something out with that group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Nathaniel, do you have a conduit to be able to reach more folks in terms of getting people who you can talk to, or do you need assistance with that?
I mean, I have for the Galvin Green team, there's a small group of kids who I think would probably be open to doing it. Yeah, there's I think there are 4 or 5 kids in that club. So if you wanted those people, I could definitely tell them about it. Um, and if you wanted more, I think I um I I think maybe talking to the school administration to send out a survey or something like that.
I mean, I think that we need lots and lots, and I don't it's certainly an interesting take to do this focused on kids uh doing these changes. I had envisioned that it would be adults, just
Yeah,
simply because they probably more often have um the money or
capability.
the
Yeah,
decision power to get to say,
yeah.
what kind of car we buy next.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know that we need to go to extreme lengths to find students. I would say if we find them, I think we could just come up with a whole list of people who would be interesting to showcase. And
Yeah.
certainly some students would be great. Um,
Okay.
I think if we can't find that, I think we will naturally find
Yeah.
some and don't need to like send out a survey to, too many folks.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess I thought he was suggesting who else would want to be the questioner. But you were referring to who answers the questions. I guess I misunderstood you. Because I assume you're not, well, maybe you are, offering to take on all the, like, asking people all the questions.
I mean, yeah, depending on where we get in the project, yeah, depending
Okay.
on what we decide.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we can be open to sort of what the right format is to not make it too much work.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you could make it much harder by making it a big video editing project.
Yeah.
Maybe that's, that might be too much. Making it into, other different outputs might be easier depending on.
Well, and you said vignettes, so that really speaks to like the briefness of each kind of one. It's not meant to be a whole thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, like a couple of questions,
Hmm.
I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I mean, I'd imagine maybe like not to make it too big, but if we ask like the daily item or WCAT, different communication sources like those, that could we could figure something out as to what format we want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And one idea that had come up was since we're going to have a table at the festival by the lake
Hmm.
June 6th, that if we wanted to find people during that, we could do
Yeah.
some interviews right then, like during
Yeah.
that event. So, if we find people and we're talking with them and they say, "Oh, yes, I love my EV," we say, "Oh, hey, can we take 5 minutes and interview you?" And we,
Yeah.
well, maybe we can't take a picture of their EV in that moment, but we can take a picture of them and ask them some questions or take a little
Yeah.
video of them answering questions and then have that as sort of material to go into it.
Yeah.
Are you available on that day to be at the festival?
I'll check my calendar. Let's see. You said it was June 6th.
Yeah, that's a Saturday. It's 10 to 4, so it's a real long time that it's going on. And if we had, I mean, different of us are going to be there for different parts of the time, so at any point we could do some of it.
Did you say June or July? Because June 6th is a Thursday.
Yes, you are absolutely right. June 8th.
Okay, June 8th. There we go.
Probably a poor handwriting situation on my part.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd be available on June 8th.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's plan to do a little bit of story capture on June 8th then.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I can also ask maybe if any youth council members want to participate.
Yeah.
I don't know if the youth council has a table at Festival by the Lake, but I can ask that.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to tap into some folks' creative juices. Like if they
Yeah.
want to do it, news reporter style, if they want to make, some sort of graphical, that is not, if it's up to me, it's going to end up being a picture and a little blob of text because
Yeah.
that is not where my creativity happens. Maybe it would even be on a background of a particular color. And
Yeah.
so like if there are people, whether it's youth council or others who would want to take this and like make it feel like a fun creative project, that would be delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it could, I could imagine taking some, pictures, video, sound bites of folks talking, and then we could sort of remix it into all sorts of different things, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe we initially do it in a, video format, post like little reels. If it takes off and, might be a quick project then to make some of those into a flat thing that WCAT can put in their filler. We could sort of schmooze them around in different ways depending on where we want to put it. Cool. Well, yeah, if you want to check with the youth council and ask like if any of them are either going to be at the festival already or would want to participate, happy to get some other folks involved. You want to send an email to me or like connect me over email to if there's someone who wants to be participating, and if they can come to the festival, then that might be a good time to just capture some stories so that we can otherwise.
And thinking that it would only be like if they were there even an hour, that would be fantastic. It's not a long commitment.
Yes. Yeah. That's your point. Thank you. Cool.
All right.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. We're excited to have you involved in this.
Thank you.
Make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah,
and we can brainstorm like people. I think we can be opportunistic at the festival to capture people who happen to be there, and then we can also just sort of come up with a list of other folks we know. Julie rides her e-bike to work most days. Like we can figure out people who we know do those things, and then we can chase them down separately if they aren't if they don't happen to be in the festival window that we're at.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, feel free to toss me a note if you think of anything else relevant, and otherwise, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Cool. Next thing on the Now Scrambled agenda is recap of past events. So since our last meeting, we had Arbor Day and the Warrior cleanup, litter pickup. Arbor Day was uneventful, but we hadn't made any big plans, so that's fine.
Although there was quite a bit of chatter, I guess one of the schools gave away trees. So people were then trying to get rid of the trees that the kids came home with.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Well, I mean, because they give out trees that aren't necessarily appropriate to people's backyards. So like people are like, I'm not against this tree, it's just not.
Yeah, we had to give a tree away this past weekend, actually. that a neighbor had given us. They had dug up a tree that I had said, like, yes, we'll take it. And then we discovered that there was no appropriate place to put it, and then had to give away a tree.
Pass it on.
Absolutely. It went to a very happy new home. So yeah, so Arbor Day, maybe we'll make some bigger plans next year. And then the Warrior cleanup went well. It was very well attended. Lots of people
Nice.
there. And they have another one coming up at the Dole Bear sometime soon.
Have they been posting about it yet?
They just recently did, and I just saw, I think I shared it today. Yeah. Oh, Saturday, June 1st. So that's actually coming up.
What is the
I've seen some signs
dragon
up
thing on their advertisement about?
Dragon Den. Well, Dole Bear, that's their mascot. They're the Dole Bear dragons.
got
So it is the Dragon Den cleanup. So yeah, and I've definitely seen some flyers around town. So they're advertising that one. Yeah. So that's the recap. Next events. So first next is Festival by the Lake, which indeed is June 8th, not 6th, as it said in the agenda. And that's 10 to 4. I'd sent out the schedule, so we've got you and me and Lily and Christina and Julie, I think, over various points in time. I think I was not Festival by the Lake. I have I'll look at the schedule real quick. Okay, so
My puppy dog is giving me the side eye, like, what are you doing?
well, I don't know if you could hear my cat howling just a minute ago.
Oh, okay, so I feel better now.
Yeah, he seems to have found something else to do at this point. So yeah, so it's you and Lily for setup starting at 9:45, and then you and me, then me and Christina, then Christina and Julie for teardown. I can also pop by at the beginning of setup, or I can get you stuff in advance, you or Lily. Because I think I physically possess the things, like the different signs and the tablecloth and the styrofoam, plastic bag ban
Right.
materials and all that stuff.
I think we can arrange to get it to you. I don't know where Lily lives, but you and I are close, so.
Lily lives up the same street Melissa lives on.
Oh, okay, so I live halfway between her and you.
Perfect.
That's so funny. I don't think I've ever seen her in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
I used
like
to see Melissa when she walked her dog, but
she's like way up at the top of the hill.
oh, got it. Yeah, I don't walk up the hill.
It's a real steep hill. We've gone over there a couple of times, like by foot, and we get halfway up. Oof, it's a good thing they're nice over there, or it's just not. Well, it's a long hill. Okay, so yeah, so I can plan to get things to Robin or Lily. Yeah, maybe depending on like whether one of you is going to drive over there versus walk. Just like
I'm likely to walk. Do we have that much stuff?
let me think about it, and I'll send an email to whoever will be picking it up. I think there's like the one big tote bag that has the tablecloth and the signs and their little easels and that kind of stuff.
Well, I have a wagon that I've used
Oh, yeah.
when I had to bring up I had to pick up my turkey at the farmer's market.
Yeah. That's an amazing image. I love that.
Few people bring their wagons for
Yeah,
heavy pickups.
Yeah. Well, and I've seen people bring their wagons like to haul their children to the farmer's market.
Yeah.
And we got so I've gone back and forth with with Melissa on this. For a giveaway thing at the farmer's market. We ultimately landed on, or not the farmer's market, the festival by the lake. The portable straws. So these are the like telescoping kind
Oh,
with a little case, a little carabiner. They come a little straw, a little straw brush. So we got a set of those, but the intention was we don't give them to everybody who walks by. We give them to people who will do a video or will record a vignette for us.
got it.
So
Yeah,
it's the like carrot for you are doing a thing. Tell us all about it. Let us take your picture, video you. Here is a prize. So they're quite small and weigh nothing. So that doesn't add much to the bag of stuff you have to carry to the event.
and
and
from our big group meeting, we said that we're gonna make signs to say compost.
Yes. Oh, the one other thing I have is I made stickers.
Oh,
that
ask
say-
me about my, yep.
And so some of them say ask me about my with a blank. And then I've made some that are ask me about my EV, my solar, my garden, my compost, and my heat pump. Those are the specific ones. So I've got some of
Okay.
each of those. But they're just stickers, so you can stick it
Yeah.
on. They won't last the day, but they're they're just for the day, minimal waste. And hopefully people will wear them around and talk about it. And the giving of those might help us identify people who are doing one of those things.
Exactly. Yep. Different topics.
But yeah, and some blanks also so people can write in things that we don't have a sticker for, e-bikes or whatever. Yeah, and so then compost signs. Black Earth does have some on their website that you can print out. I just wasn't sure if we had landed on like how it's certainly easier to print them on a sticker and just stick it on the front of the barrel, but maybe that's not visible enough. Like we could like make a
I mean,
sign
I
on a
can
stick.
spray
but-
mount them onto a corrugated cardboard or something.
Yeah, I suppose that would, yeah. And then put a stick in it to stick it on to, like through the handle of the barrel. Yeah, so on their website, on the Black Earth Compost website.
I just came across, they said, what's compostable? And it's like lots of words.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's
what's
not
it?
the one. That's definitely not it. On the so if you go to collection,
Yep.
textile/yard waste/events, and then if
Okay.
you scroll all the way down past the party supplies, there is download signs for your event.
Got it.
And
Okay.
that's the one that has like some pictures and a smaller number of words.
Maybe I can take this and then add our Wakefield logo onto it. So it feels
yeah.
more personal.
Yeah.
Do I need to confirm with Anne about the bins, do you think? Do you think it needs a follow-up?
It might be worth a follow-up, yeah. If you want to slap a Wakefield logo on the compost sign, do we want to make signs for the trash and recycle also? Or
We
is a
won't necessarily have them next to us, right?
I have no idea.
I mean, I could print them and then if we don't use them, but
Yeah. I do have access to print them on a sticker if we want to just print them on like a big sticker and then stick
Okay.
it on some cardboard. If that's easier than spray mounting. But yeah, I don't know if we want to put signs on or near the trash and recycle. I don't know if there's even going to be recycle for the sake of making clear that this, this is trash versus compost, but I don't quite know what the setup of the, like where things are going to be. to know if that's worthwhile.
Well, I know where the food folks tend to be. I just don't know where we'll be relative to them.
Yeah, I sure don't know.
Who? Well, I guess it's that organizer guy. I guess I should respond to him saying that we will have compost at
Mhm.
our table.
Well, and we had talked in the bigger meeting about like we could have compost not just at our table as an experiment and just see how contaminated it gets. In worst case, it just doesn't go to compost. We just chuck it in the trash at the end.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's
If
right.
you find that, that people can't follow instructions. So because I think Anne said that she could have a couple of barrels out. So they could be
Yes.
near the trash and recycle barrels and near the food stuff, as well as like I think we should have one near us where we can keep an eye on it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it does much harm to have one or two like near the food stuff also. And worst case, it's just trash.
I can't believe they have a tea bag on their poster.
Our
Because
tea bag's not
like 90% of all tea bags have plastic in them.
really.
Read that somewhere. It is, never, not double verified, but
Hmm.
yeah, a lot of tea bags are plastic.
Huh. I was more worried about like some of them have that teeny tiny little staple attaching the string to the
Well, that
tag,
too.
but maybe they have a way of screening that out.
Well, metals do break down, if it's, rust is natural.
Fair.
I just got a Black Earth delivery and still trying to get it off the driveway, but there are so many stickers in it.
Yeah. Oh yes, we found quite a number in our. Oh, we got like a half a yard or something.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot.
Okay.
Is there something we should do? I mean, I don't know. That's maybe that's a lot of work. Like we could do something about. Oh, we could even just print out a few of that sticker chart. You know how Black Earth has like that sticker.
Oh yeah, place your sticker here.
Yeah,
That
like we
one.
could just print out a few of those so that if people come by and are talking about compost, we can remind them that stickers are bad and to use the sticker page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Our tradition is we just put them on the compost bucket that's in the house, and then eventually they get so thick they fall off and then you toss them.
yeah, my kid's very excited about putting the sticker. I printed out the tractor
Right, yep.
design, and he's very into taking the stickers and putting them there.
Great.
Right, I guess the bag of our usual like signage and tablecloth and easels and things is not a lot to carry. There's just also that like styrofoam thing and the little box that has like a fork and a plastic bag and whatever that Melissa made a bit ago that says like all of these things you aren't supposed to have or give without asking for it.
Oh, the town bylaw.
Yeah. I don't know if like if that's one that we still want to keep bringing to these events.
I think we do because I still think that there's probably
There are
likely
people who still
violators.
want to know. Yeah. So there's that. And then the other thing we were gonna bring, it's good thing that everything happens to sit right beside me. Was the like map of Wakefield. So I made this for the EV showcase. This was the like where are the greenest things happening?
Okay.
People could like say, oh, my street, we've got some, a bunch of rain barrels and some EV chargers, and people could like point out blocks that might be good for that ultimate, green block party concept.
Yep.
So if we're engaging people and talking about, what things they are doing, we can ask them if they're in a particularly green neighborhood and to mark it on the map. So
Works for me.
I think that's the whole kit of things. Oh. And then we, something we've often done at these sorts of events is take suggestions.
Yep.
I don't know that we
But-
need a particular place to put that. We can just,
Well, you did clipboards at the STEM night. Didn't we write
Yeah.
on that?
yeah, I think we had that for like sign up for our email list or to volunteer. We should certainly have that as well, but we can certainly ask for suggestions or like what's hard to, what are you not finding resources to do in town?
Do you think we should have some signage saying our upcoming event for the bees?
Oh, yes, 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 for sure. Yes, and in fact, we just got a flyer designed. So yes, we'll certainly should certainly put a sign for that and the recycling and sustainability event.
Oh,
that
for
Representative.
representative.
Yeah. Yeah, so whole bunch of things. I'll make sure to gather all of those up well in advance. But yeah, if you want to follow up with the festival person about compost and slap a logo on the signs, I can print it out in sticker form. I mean, oh, I don't know. I was gonna say I could probably throw it on some cardboard also, but I actually just brought all of my cardboard to the pit. So maybe I'll simply get the sticker sheets to you and put them on some cardboard to make a sign for the barrels. How many do you think we want?
I don't know, 3 or 4, because we don't know what we're gonna do.
Okay, that's good. Cool. Well, I'm excited. Should be fun. I hope it's good weather.
Yep.
Let's see what else. And then yeah, so our next upcoming event, if we're ready to switch gears,
Yep.
is the Bees at the BB. One moment while I find it and show you these beautiful signs. Share screen. Oh, I lost it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's one of them. And it's got the QR code and the details and everything. So our friends at the library, Katie at the library designed this for us. It's very
Nice.
nice because the libraries can help promote. So that's one. And then there's another one. Just flip your head sideways.
Oh, I like that a lot. So that'll be
Yeah.
in the library. Oh, that's
Uh,
for their TV.
Yeah, yes, any of that.
What's
Oh.
the report? Maybe it's a
Right,
person.
reference desk. Yeah. So yeah, I think this would be for in the library. And then they also made one similar to that first one that's 11 by 17, so that we can do that for the town kiosks.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And the event is on the library web registration thing, event calendar, so you can register. So yeah, I think we're basically ready to start putting that places. I only just this morning sent the posters to Kathy the beekeeper and got her thumbs up that like, yes, it looks good. She's happy. We're happy. So yeah, so I think I'll start the poster posting, put it in the kiosks. send it to the item, make a Facebook event, that set of things.
And then, what's her face? The communication lady, she'll blast it through the town one stuff too, or is that part of the
Yes.
kiosk notifications and stuff?
I think that's separate, but yes, that is on my list. Let me see here. I've got my list of the things to do. Submit for the town calendar. The library calendar, it's already in there because they had to do that for the registration page. Then we make a poster, send it for the kiosk. We can put some around town. Maybe I'll ask Nathaniel and one of our high school folks to print a couple and put them somewhere in town, send it to the item, send an ad to WCAT, Facebook post and event, ask Jen to do an email blast, and email to our ESC announce group. So that is the set of things we typically do for these events.
Got it.
Pretty easy.
Very thorough. I love it.
Well, after doing it for the recycle one, I said, like, because we did in pretty short order last spring, we did the recycling one and then the food one that Sean presented.
Mhm.
And I realized that like digging up which of these things to do and how each time was a real pain. So I wrote it
Yeah,
all.
you write the list and then.
Yes. Most of these are pretty straightforward for me to just do, so I'm happy to just do them unless there are any that you feel particularly excited to take off my plate.
If you sent, I can try to post them around town if that helps.
I mean, the most labor intensive is the physically bringing some to places around town to tape them up.
Have
so
you
yeah.
also done Ace Hardware? Don't they have or did they? I know they move things around, so I actually don't know
I
anymore.
don't know. I haven't been in there. I haven't seen one in there lately, but I haven't looked. Oh, there's a whole bunch of places around. But yeah, I'd be happy to. Maybe I'll just bring a bunch of them whenever I bring stuff to you, or I'll bring them to the festival.
Okay.
And then we'll have a few weeks. If you want to, I can let you know where I've put them at that point, and if you want to put them in a few more spots.
And do we ever post them out of town? Like the Starbucks in Reading have community posters. Do we ever, or do they not let out of towners post?
I don't know. I haven't tried. Well, I guess I have maybe for the recycling one. I think I tried the Stop and Shop
Mm-hmm.
in addition to our town Shaw's and Farmland, of course. But I don't think I tried the Starbucks. That's a good idea. Yeah, I mean,
When you're waiting for your order, it's right there. So I always
yeah,
like...
that's a good one because it's a waiting spot. Yeah, it's hard to know which bulletin boards are really looked at.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll have a handful printed and
Well, I mean, you could also just send me the file and I can print too.
oh, sure.
I have access to 11 by 17 at work, so I could do either
Oh,
8.5 or 11 by 17.
yeah, I tend to find that the smaller, easier, like if you're asking a store, hey, can I put this in your window? They're usually more agreeable to the smaller size.
That makes sense because
The 11 by 17 is good, just is what's necessary for the big town one.
There's also a coffee shop in Stoneham Center that has a community poster area.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That sounds good. I think all the coffees are great. I mean, and are there any? I mean, that's a good one because like people are waiting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's when I notice it. I mean,
yeah.
and it goes seeking community.
Yeah. Are there any like garden relevant places that, given the topic of bees and pollen?
I really only shop at Mahoney's, and I don't know if Winchester folks are necessarily going to come all the way out here.
Yeah,
not all the way out here, but I don't even know if they have a community poster area.
Yeah, I can't think.
If they did, it would be over near where the cat sleeps.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. We were very excited to see that cat last time.
Be careful. If you go on a weekend, it's less friendly than it is on a weekday.
What we've heard.
Because the dogs.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are a couple little garden sort of places around here. We can see if any.
Yeah,
Well, and is there anywhere to put it up at the farmer's market? Or anyone at the farmer's market who would?
I mean, sometimes we do advertisement of community events at the manager's table, and we will be in session, so yes. Those who
Right, there'll only be
sell
one or
honey,
two before the event.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen this, I haven't paid attention to what vendors what. There's a Lowell honey guy. I don't know if he would promote it. Well, he would, but he tends to now have like other people work for him, and I don't have relationships with them.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, maybe worth bringing a couple to the
Yeah,
farmer's
I'll-
market and see if
yeah.
the manager's table or the honey related people would take one. Oh. Well, I'll send you the file. Yeah, I mean, if it's easy enough for you to print some, you're certainly welcome
Yeah.
to. It's probably easier than me printing them and getting them to you. So I'll just send you the files, and I'll let you know where around town I put any.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't be any sooner than next week. But I also tend to feel like physical posters, the kiosk ones we need to do like decently ahead of time, so I'll do that tonight or tomorrow. The like random stores, I tend to think they don't want to host it for a whole month. So
Right.
some of those I might wait a little bit. Otherwise, so we had talked about, so we'll want to get some snacks for the event. Wasn't sure if there's anything particularly honey relevant that maybe try to get some like honey flavored cookies.
Well, those honey sticks are kind of the go.
Yeah. Dog.
Yeah, she just went over to the dishwasher's jar. So I was like, she's like, I didn't do anything. You said nothing.
Wasn't me.
No. I
I
mean,
guess.
yeah, honey sticks are the kind of the go-to snack
Yeah,
you see at places, but
and I was asking the Kathy the beekeeper whether like if there would be honey she could bring that we could give out, like can they do little jars, but maybe honey sticks if she has access to honey sticks from her wherever their honey goes. Honey sticks would be a good one. That's certainly easy. And if she doesn't do it, I'm sure we could get those somewhere else.
Right.
And then we could just get some other little snackies. And we talked about, or I had.
you can do like a honey cake too. They can.
Like bake a
Well,
honey.
there's a it's like a pound cake, but I've only made it once, so it's not like
Plus infinitely more times than I've made it. If you're feeling
been a while.
compelled to make a honey cake for the event, that would be quite something. And we had also thought about maybe doing like a jar or two of like not teeny tiny, but like a normal sized jar as a door prize sort of thing.
Mhm.
Like not a
Well-
raffle, not like a fundraiser raffle, but like to one person, one or two people in the room give them.
Would the library or the Friends of help with that? Because they sell it.
Maybe. Yeah, they sell honey. But
Yeah.
is that from the same? I feel a little bit like I don't want to get into any bee territorial stuff. Right. If the beekeeper has a particular honey place, we
That's
probably
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Oh.
All I know is that the honey they sell at the library is from Peabody.
Okay.
They don't say what farm or who the beekeeper is, or it may be because they have multiple beekeepers.
Could be, yeah.
The Jean Francis sells honey out of her house also, but
Okay. All right. Well, I'll continue to explore that with Kathy and see what makes sense. She was going to look into what they sort of had available, but I hadn't mentioned honey sticks. So I'll see about honey sticks. That might be like if we want to have, I don't know how many people are going to be there, but if we want to have 30 of something, honey sticks are certainly simpler than little jars. So yeah, so we're having a bee thing. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's real cool.
Apparently this past week was a bee holiday.
Oh, I thought I saw something about pollinator week, but I thought that was coming up soon.
I don't know. I can't
There's
always
so
tell if
many
I'm
days,
seeing the
it's hard
announcement
to-
before, if it already happened and I'm just getting notified.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited for it. WCAT will record it.
Okay.
We've got the so the library's booked. WCAT will record it. Library's gonna help promote. So I think other than talking it up and getting folks to come, I think the hard part is done.
Good.
Yeah. So then the next event on the docket, just a few days later, is the Rep Kate Lipper Garabedian's Recycling and Sustainability Day. We'll certainly want a poster for that also at the festival.
Yep.
It's shorter than it had been. Now it's just 9 to 11.
Was it the first original time along like 3 hours or something, or?
I thought so, yeah.
No.
So yeah, so that's coming up. I don't think there's anything much we need to do for that, other than we can also do posters for that. Maybe actually, so I still don't have a fresh poster. I
Hasn't
emailed.
updated the date.
I haven't seen one with an updated date. I emailed back to one of the emails to her media person asking for an updated one, and I haven't heard back, so maybe I should email her more directly.
No, I mean like that. You would think that would be the person's job, right?
Seems like it. No, I haven't like checked her Facebook to see if she's been posting a fresh one. Yeah, I'm still just seeing the ones with the April 6th date. So ideally, we could, go to places with both posters in hand rather than
Right.
doing that twice. So I'll nudge some more to get a fresh poster for that. But otherwise, I think that's just, the Facebook event and re-emailing it around and re-promote.
Yeah, I mean, when it was rained out for the lack of rain, people were like had been planning it, so hopefully they haven't tossed the stuff that they were planning on dropping off.
Right.
Does that include do you know if the gas and light's doing EC? Or is that an old year that I'm thinking of?
I thought the gas and light was doing dehumidifiers.
Oh, right, okay.
I can't recall though if the if the one of the other vendors was collecting.
My neighbor just bought new ACs and I was gonna mention it to them if
Yeah, so one of the vendors is collecting ACs for $10 each, like window units.
yeah, that's what they.
Yeah, so they'll have that. I think that's the Green Team Junk Removal is the ones doing that stuff. Mattresses, box springs, tires, TVs, styrofoam, lots and lots of good hard to recycle things. And we'll definitely want to talk that up at the festival.
Yep.
Cool. But yeah, I think other than talking it up, there's not much to do for that one. And then further into the summer, well, nearly end of the summer, farmer's market on September 7th.
Yes.
I don't think we need to talk much about that one at this moment. We will meet between now and then. And I reached out to the Black Earth Compost folks for a tour, but then I think we were thinking later in this, like late summer or September. And they said, yeah, weekends are probably fine. And then I don't think we got any closer to that. Maybe we'd pick that up a little later in the summer also.
Okay.
I think those were all of the immediate next events, unless you had other event topics in mind.
My events, no. Education, so in the no, I forget what we're calling now, the subcommittee, the open space or
Green space.
green space, we were talking collectively and recognized that the tree steward program has not really had any promotion or
trail stewards.
The trail stewards. And that
yeah, we should talk
so I
about
checked in with the lady's name who's totally escaping me, and she does have people signed up, but they have more trails available for, so she didn't say like, hey, it'd be great if you guys plugged us or not, but I feel like why wouldn't we, right? So
Yeah. Do you just want that on Facebook and sent to our email list, or?
I don't know. So we haven't met as a subcommittee since I did the research to find out the status. I mean, going like as I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, well, there's someone to interview as someone who's signed up to be a trail steward.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea.
As a way to promote, like,
right.
Are they actually, how little obligation it is or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I just wanted to float that came up, and we felt like we didn't feel like we're that informed. And if we're not informed, then like, that whole program needs a little boost.
Yeah, I mean, at whatever point, like if you, I guess the way I would frame it is, I don't know enough to come up with content about it, but if you send me any content, I'm happy to put it on our Facebook and blast it to our email list. So if you come up with any info to share, how to sign up, what it looks like, how it's going so far, anything like that, if you send it to me, I'm happy to share it through both of those platforms. But then, yeah, also if we find someone who's currently doing it and want to interview them as one of our people to highlight, one of our vignettes, I think that'd be awesome.
Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, that's a cool. Any other educational channels or topics?
Checking my notes. No, I'm excited about the bees.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It wasn't on my calendar. Cycling and sustainability. Not on my calendar. It's not.
What's not on the calendar?
The recycling and sustainability day on the 29th.
Oh, okay.
No.
How dare you?
I opened my calendar because for the agenda, we need to pick a next meeting date, and the logical meeting date per our usual cadence would be the same night as the bees. So that won't work. Yes. So we should look at other dates around them. The prior week would work fine for me, but we can't do the 19th, the Wednesday, which is our usual day. We can't do because it's Juneteenth. But I could do.
So do you want to do the night after the bees?
Night after the bees?
The 27th?
Yeah, that would be fine. That works for me. Yeah.
Placeholder.
And then we have immediate recap of how the bees went.
Exactly. And then if there's, logistics for that Saturday, so
Yeah.
Kate. Yeah, so the farmer's market starts on the 15th.
Yeah,
So
So that
between,
is in my calendar.
awesome.
Cool. Right, it starts the Saturday after the festival by the lake, so first Saturday.
They overlapped once. It was a little chaotic for those of us who go to both.
I could imagine. Cool. Well, any other matters to discuss?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, then it is 8:27 and we can adjourn.
All right.
Have a lovely rest of your evening. Go entertain that poor dog.
Yeah. Oh, no, now she's passed out.
Oh,
She's like a toddler.
Yeah. Need a little attention. Now I need a nap.
Exactly. So, all right.
Have a great night.